They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but my customers did it all the time. Most of them say they're looking for books that are well-written and insightful, books filled with characters to connect with, and stories that thrill, amuse, enlighten, and entertain. Unfortunately, these intangible properties aren't things you can see from across a room, let alone place in a shop window. A striking cover, on the other hand, you can't help noticing. During my short career in New York publishing, my more recent years as a bookseller, and my lifetime as an avid reader, I've watched book covers change with the times and the fashion. Decades ago, painted pictures were enough to grab a reader's attention. Genre-specific cover art. You know what I mean. The clinch for romances, rockets for science fiction, cowboys and horses for westerns, tough guys and femme fatales for detective stories, represented the work of America's finest illustrators. As time marched on, big publishers devoured little ones, and art direction changed. Graphics and photoshopped stock images became speedy, economical alternatives to traditional painted scenes. Brand-name authors were packaged with covers displaying little more than spot art and a title beneath their prominent author moniker. Then came the evolution of digital and print-on-demand technologies, which allowed self-published authors and pop-up micro-publishers to flood the literary landscape. The big New York publishers tried to keep up, launching digital-only imprints and expanding their list to compete, until the book business began to feel, honestly, a little bit frantic. In any competitive business, whenever a new idea proved successful, it was usually mimicked. Publishing was no different, but the digital age had spawned a gaming-the-system mentality not seen since the bad old days of pulp magazine. And some players were clearly less concerned about achieving a creative ideal than with the factory-like grinding out of product and profit. Sure, healthy competition was good. Unhealthy competition, not so much. A business could withstand only so many predatory participants, people who treated it less like a legitimate trade and more like, well, what a spirited friend of mine might call a racket. Is that the word you're looking for?